A very good evening to one and all. This is me, Dr. Jayanti Ghosh. Today I'm going to describe with you certain mnemonics with respect to certain subjects, general medicine, pharmacology and anatomy. So first is about coagulation factors, that is 1 to 13 factors. For example, in this there is the mnemonic of freshers party today, come on let's sing and call, seniors please have fun. So for F, that is freshers, that is fibrinogen, P, that is prothrombin, thromboplastin, calcium and etc. So next one is for multiple sclerosis, the characteristic features. The mnemonic which I have is multiple D square A T square ES, that is motor neuron weakness of muscles, unilateral optic neuritis, Lhermitte sign positive, tingling and numbness for T, internuclear ophthalmoplegia for I, pain with ocular movements, L for light test, E for epilepsy, D for disequilibrium. Then parotidectomy, complications, the mnemonic is 5 Fs, flap necrosis, facial nerve palsy, fluid collection, salivary fistula and Fraze syndrome. In order to know more about salivary fistula, Fraze syndrome, the definitions, just go through the general surgeries book. Graves' disease, mnemonic, that is female. Females are at an increased risk. Extrathyroidal manifestations, middle or young age, autoimmune mechanism, leukocyte antigen human increase, E for enlargement of the gland. So these mnemonics are in order to make you remember them well. Then for chronic cough, the mnemonic this is actually in the subject for general medicine, that is IA spice. I for idiopathic, means of no cause, A for airway obstruction, S for Sjogren's and other inflammatory disorders, P for post infections, that is pertussis, pneumonia, I for immunodeficiency, cystic fibrosis. Then we go to pulmonary fibrosis. The mnemonic is it's quite an interesting one, that is a T shop. A for ABPA, T for tuberculosis, E for extrinsic allergic alveolitis. Then A for ankylosing spondylitis, it is a degrading disorder of the central nervous system. And then we come to the anatomy. Here there is certain amount of my notes where I have discussed about the neck, its extension, anterior border, posterior border, visceral components, vertebral components, then its extension to the different types of fascias, two diagrammatic illustrations, then what are the different types of layers, that is in deep to the superficial fascia there is investing layer, prevertebral layer, paratracheal layer and carotid sheaths. And the various fascial compartments are also there. The largest compartment is the prevertebral fascia as well as carotid sheath. Then we come to the facial spaces. Between the facial layers in the neck, there may be space, that is pretracheal space, retropharyngeal space, third space within the vertebral region. Then superficial venous drainage. External jugular and internal jugular veins are primary venous channels for superficial venous drainage of neck. Then we come to anterior jugular vein. It is a very important structure, draining from which region, tributary of which, then draining to drainage areas. Here I have given it an illustrative form, that is in the anterior aspect of neck and various communicating arteries. Then I come to the pharmacology notes, that is nitrates, hydralazine, nitroprusside and nesiteride. Nitrates, its venous dilution, increasing venous pooling. So there may be an MCQ relating to nitrates according to the venous pooling. Then hydralazine being used with isosorbide. Then your diuretics, the classification of diuretics according to thiazide diuretics, loop diuretics, potassium sparing diuretics according to the main functional group, contraindications, side effects, the actions of the various diuretics. The most important one is reduction in jugular venous pressure. Treatment of the various renal diseases may be by drugs and having certain kind of goals where stage A, B, C and D will be there, and in various stages the various types of treatment modalities are there and the goals to treat hypertension, smoking, etc. Heart failure, it comes in general medicine, that is risk increasing with advanced age and men and African Americans. Risk factors, that is primary risk factors, hypertension, contributing factors, that is age, diabetes, use of tobacco, obesity, high cholesterol, Then the signs and symptoms of hypertension, that is your loss of appetite, nausea, cough, tiredness, fatigue, why there is fatigue, and which are the symptoms being associated with it, and why there is shortness of breath, which is also known as dyspnea, why is there, and the symptoms associated. Heart failure, that is causes heart may die. H stands for hypertension, embolism, anemia, rheumatic heart disease, thyrotoxicosis including pregnancy, myocardial infarct. A for arrhythmia. Y, that is why diet and lifestyle. E for the emerging trends. Heart failure, causes of heart failure definition is basically you have to understand the thing, that is it is a complex clinical syndrome resulting in cardiac disorder that is impairing the ability of the ventricle to deliver adequate quantities of blood to the metabolizing tissues during normal activities. And causes are as follows, which we know. Then some of my anatomy mnemonics are as, that is the lateral pterygoid and its contents, that is MAIDA, M for middle meningeal artery, A for accessory meningeal artery, I for instant alveolar artery, D for deep alveolar artery, and A for anterior temporal artery. Then the various types of causes, that is external carotid artery arising from your greater cornea of hyoid bone, altering course, loop course, leading to various fascias, branching of cervical part, facial part, ascending fascia and descending fascia. Internal carotid artery, here I have described with an illustrated diagrammatic form, that is the cerebral part, cavernous part, petrous part, and the cervical part. Common carotid artery, what are the features being followed by compression, the dividing into external carotid artery, internal carotid artery, and when it is palpated, what kind of tubercle is seen against the anterior part, that is carotid tubercle and Chisagnese tubercle at the level of cricoid cartilage. External carotid artery, its various divisions is very important. It comes in different types of MCQs being asked in various examinations, that is anterior branch, superior thyroid artery, lingual artery, and the mnemonic is ECA, ICA, RCB for retropharyngeal, retrocephalic vein, and superior temporal artery, that is posterior auricular, PCA, posterior auricular PAC. Communications is you're into orbit, O, foramen rotundum for R, sphenopalatine foramen for S, and GP, that is greater and lesser palatine canals. Contents, that is MNP, that is maxillary artery, maxillary nerve, and pterygopalatine ganglion. There is pterygopalatine ganglion, very important. What are its contents? So it is going through and its course going to the floor of the orbit, etc. And medial pterygoid, I have described it in a diagrammatic form, the origin, the insertion, the fibers, nerve supply, and the movements, that is grinding movements. You should try to describe all your notes in highlighting markers. At the last moment of exam, it becomes very easy to remember all the things. Another thing is infratemporal space. That is various types of muscles of mastication, temporalis muscle being present in the that is temporal part of TMJ, insertion, lower head fibers, nerve supply, action, depressing the mandible, protruding the mandible. Then your temporalis muscle in diagrammatic form, I have colored it with a brown sketch pen and tried to describe the various important things, that is origin, nerve supply, insertion, fibers, and action with a green marker, and try to underline it as much as possible so as to revise at the last moment of exam and just not mugging it up. Masseter, the origin. Similarly, origin, insertion, nerve action, and the ramus of the mandible, so superficial fascia, the middle layer, deep layer, superficial layer, and the posterior 1/3 of lower bordle of zygomatic arch, deep layer at the zygomatic area, important. Then an important disorder, that is Bell's palsy. What all things can be caused? That is epiphora, overflow of the emotions, loss of nasoalveolar fold, sagging of the angle of mouth, drooping of saliva, and the mnemonic here is Bell's, that is blinking, etc.